Hey, what's up, guys? Super Milesio here for my 83rd episode of Breath of the Wild Master Mode. And oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about today! Alright, let's get into it before I get too antsy. So, in the last episode, we got some of the seeds from the Tabantha region, I think. Pretty small area right here. I did get all those seeds. I'm still not finished with the Hebrew region. It's just a big region, man. Like, I've gotten all this, and I just have this little section here to get. Hopefully I can do that tonight. But today we are going to move on to the Ridgeland seeds. And if I'm lucky, we will make it to one of my favorite locations in the entire game. Satori Mountain. With the Lord of the Mountain. I think that's what that is, but who knows. Okay, guys, so in the last episode, I mentioned, I think it was a Friday, I mentioned that there were rumors, very strong rumors, about a Nintendo Direct happening that week. And, well, it sure did happen, alright. Now, I know I put a reaction on my channel. There's a couple things, the Direct itself, it was a very mixed bag, and by that I mean the only good thing was the last 2 minutes, and the rest was kind of trash. Like, they didn't reveal anything interesting like we wanted. Like, we thought they were going to have, like, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, some real bangers, you know. Instead, it was basically Just Dance and Pikmin Bloom, and it sucked. They did announce Pikmin 4 is coming next year, which is pretty exciting, and some other stuff, but really, it was only that, and people were pretty upset. But the last 2 minutes, honestly, like, when it comes to Zelda, it doesn't take much. Like, the last 2 minutes obviously made up for it because we got a new, admittedly short, but nonetheless present trailer of the sequel. And we got the title, which we've been waiting for years. And the title is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, like, I did not really know what to actually expect from the title, but that is pretty badass. Like, that title is pretty cool. Like, and it's the type of thing that, like, the more you think about it, the more you realize, like, how many different things it could mean, you know, like how deep it could go. And the more I start to consider, like, oh, is this what they meant when they said that, like, the title, they didn't want to release it too early because it would spoil something about the game? Like, when I first heard the title, I was like, how does that spoil anything? It seems pretty vague to me. But, you know, there's just so much that you can do with that title. So much you can theorize about and all that. Oh, there we go. And so, yeah, it was like, oh my gosh. And again, this trailer was short, but it was pretty packed with some new stuff. Not very much that we hadn't sort of seen the gist of before. The main new stuff was a new carving. It opened up with some carvings of things that we haven't really seen before. It was like some figure with really long ears and big eyes and long hair. Like, we don't know what that figure is. Still people theorizing all the things it could be. I'll talk about that later. But then we saw some carvings of what we assume is Zelda, some sort of battle with bokoblins and moblins, all in, like, the Zonai style. So the Zonai are, like, still to this day one of the most enigmatic races and tribes, and it's touched on very briefly in this game. I probably don't, well, I'll just keep it on because I'm going to go back to Hebra later, but I don't really need the cold resistance at the moment. Okay, where are we? Where is this seed? What was I saying? Yeah, so the Zonai are, like, touched on, just like you can, you know, the zone. I wonder if it says anything in Pharaoh. Does it say, like, Zonai? Yeah, Zonai ruins here. So, you know, it is mentioned, and then, like, the barbarian armor is theorized to be, like, you know, belongs to the Zonai. There's our seed. But there's not really much specific about them. And that is what we are thinking this next game has got to explore some more of that stuff, you know. We just can't wait for that. I mean, there's just, the more I see of that game, like, the more I'm so hooked. Like, I remember how excited I was when Breath of the Wild first came out, or, like, the months leading up to it, and, like, this is rivaling that feeling for sure, except I feel like it's even worse. Actually, I guess, well, for Breath of the Wild, yeah, like we knew like a game like it was coming since like 2014, which was like a full 3 years. But I mean, this is that long too, because like we first got news about this game in what 2019. Like that's like E3 2019 was when the concept of the sequel like was first announced, and we got the first trailer, and it's been like 2 years since then, over 2 years, and by the time the game comes out, it'll be almost 3 years since then. A total of 6 years since. Am I getting this math right? Three? No, 3 years ago from today, and 4 years once the game comes out. I can't do math. Totally wild, but that's a pretty normal gap in between Zelda games, right? Like, as far as I'm aware, because Skyward Sword was 2011, Breath of the Wild was 2017, and it was delayed. So, um, so there's that. So it's not in like an abnormally long wait for like a 3D Zelda. Um, Most systems, I think, get two of them, right? Like, well, if you see, I guess the GameCube and Wii is kind of a weird example because, well, the Wii U didn't even get any. Uh, if you're not counting Breath of the Wild, that's kind of the weird thing. Is like you could say that the GameCube got two, but Twilight Princess was almost like a Wii release, but I still always consider it a GameCube release because it was clearly made for the GameCube, and they shoehorned it onto the Wii because it just took so long, and they're like, well, we kind of have to release the Wii, and we'll make this a Wii exclusive for a couple weeks. I don't remember how it worked, but yeah, I don't really consider Twilight Princess to be a Wii game necessarily, but I guess you could make that argument. These seeds are clustered in really weird places. Okay, I've already got all these, right? Yeah. So I guess next we'll go to red. But dude, like, oh my god, I just think I could go on forever about it. Like, and it is crazy how long we've been waiting. Like this last year must have flown by because I was looking at my old reactions to like the last trailer that we got that was over a year ago. It was June of last year, like E3 time, and yeah, like it seems like yesterday in a way, and it's been a whole year since then. They've been steadily working on it, and they still need like another 9 months before it's ready to go, which is crazy. Like, it makes you want to get your hopes up, man, because it's like they already had the blueprint for it with this entire world and physics engine and all that, and it's still taking them this long. Like, this is gonna be really good. My god, look at all those birds. Jeez. But then again, it's like I don't want to have like unrealistic expectations, but like if it's anything like this game, it's gonna be something really, really special and like more story driven, hopefully. There's like the motif that we're seeing a lot now, actually kind of the first time we're seeing it really, along with the title, is the Ouroboros symbol, which is like the snake biting, oh you fucker, the snake biting its own tail sort of thing. Jeez, that sucked, man. It's gonna keep rolling, man. The snake or serpent biting its own tail, which a lot of people are theorizing could mean like a bunch of different stuff. Like, could mean, I hope that'll slow down its motion. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? This is stupid, dude. Oh, great. Yes. Oh, thank God. That's annoying. But people are theorizing like, oh, the Ouroboros meaning like closing. It represents like the relationship between like life and death, as far as I'm aware, and like the circle of life and the endless, cycle between life and death. So, a lot of people are thinking some really out there things that some of them seem like. I mean, at this point, like we know so little that any of them could be true or not. We just don't know. So I'm not writing off anything. I'm willing to hear any idea out, basically. But I think whatever it is, whatever the reason for that symbol is going to be super cool. Right now, I've been hearing a lot of like, oh, Zelda is like, her whole journey on this game is like the opposite of Skyward Sword, where she's like turning back into a goddess like Hylia, or she's closing the loop, or somehow reversing the curse that Demise set, and thus closing the loop. Um, something like that. Like that. That's just cool, dude. All of this is really cool, and like it really kind of, you know what, like again, I don't know, but like my thoughts really, it points to like, oh, the, as like amazing as this game is, clearly, like they definitely intended to, like, I'm sure like when they were conceptualizing this game, like you can see just, oh crap, you can see in the like the concept art and all that they had so many more ideas that they ended up either scrapping or like maybe moving on to something else. Like they were like, okay, let's do this game. Maybe they had initial plans for Ganondorf in this game, I'm sure. You can see concept art for it, like various stuff with Ganondorf. I'm gonna crack open a cold one of mango seltzer. Guys, I don't drink alcoholic beverages. It's just a bubbly, don't worry. So, imagine they're developing all this stuff. They've got all these ideas for Ganondorf, what to do with him, all that. And then they're like, wait, let's make this entire first game just about like Calamity Ganon. Let's make everybody think that that's the actual threat. Because guess what? Link and Zelda think that that's the actual threat. Everybody for millennia has thought that Calamity Ganon was the end-all be-all, because Ganondorf has been living under there for millennia, and he's just been resurfacing over and over, and everybody thinks that that's the actual Ganon. What is going on here? What is happening? Oh wait, shoot. I'm kind of stupid. That we already got that one, I think, and I think that one goes here, and then there's another one up here. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then another one like here. Okay. Yeah, got that. So, and then they're like, well, no. Calamity Ganon is like just a projection, like a manifestation of Ganondorf's hatred. He's been living under there, like mummified, or maybe undergoing some ritual to like become a lich. I've heard that theory. And he's just been biding his time under there. Maybe he was, sealed away by something or someone, or multiple people. What? I put that in the wrong one. Or maybe it was voluntary, like some sort of sinister ritual where he's like trying to do something, become immortal, or maybe just like live under there forever and thus, be immortal or something. What is happening? Oh, it's like a double-sided thing. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. And like, yeah, it's so cool, because actually in this trailer we didn't see Ganondorf at all, which is weird, but like, could be all sorts of things. And so they were like, yeah, of course I could be wrong about all of this, and they could have like come up with the sequel ideas like after they'd already released this game, but something tells me that like they had the foresight to know that like that this game was not complete on its own. Like the story is not really the full story, and like it feels different because it is different. That's not really Ganondorf. That's a very powerful, I'll have you, a very powerful, mind you, manifestation of his power, because his power is just immense. But it's not him. It's not really him. That's why you can kill it without the Master Sword. That's why it just doesn't feel very. It feels very anticlimactic at the end. It's like, and it has like it's not. It doesn't really have any form, and like all of the blights are basically the same. And the final boss is just a bigger blight. It's because they're all blights, and the real thing is under the castle. We know this already, but I'm just saying that like, I would not be surprised at all if they came up with this and like sort of are just sort of tying it in retroactively to the narrative that they already had. but I think there's a good chance that they had all this in mind already. And okay, hold on, we're missing one. And now they're continuing that story. I think that would be so cool, dude. Like, oh my god, I'm thinking like this is perfect now because like right, we are exploring every square centimeter of this world, like just milking it dry, as I've said every other episode. I just love that phrase. And you know, I know this land after hundreds of hours of gameplay that could have been spent contributing to society, but instead we're spent in this world. I regret none of it. Um, I know this land like the back of my hand. That rhymed. Now we get thrown in this new world, which uses the same Hyrule, but everything is different. That is going to blow my mind. It's going to be so cool. Like, you're going to explore every square inch again. Because here's the thing. Just the thought that, like, there's so many things hidden in this world that aren't even, like, coded or accessible in this game at all, but they're there, you know? Like, lore-wise, they are secretly there. So, like, this game is going to forever change the way I see this very world that we're standing in now. Like, if I come back to this game, I'm like, oh, well, this used to be, or this eventually will be a secret cave right here that leads to an underground dungeon. Or, like, this area is actually, like, I go back into Hyrule Castle and I think, oh, well, Ganondorf is actually underneath here the entire time, and you just never know it in this game. Like, stuff like that. Like, in the trailer we saw, like, in the... Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about the Faron region. Or Faron, or whatever you want to call it. Because the Faron region is like... Where the hell am I, dude? I'm missing another one. Okay, so I got that one. But there is one also. Oh, I think I see that. Okay. Yeah, we definitely will make it to Satori Mountain. That's good. And then we got these two. Is there any other ones? There is one on the river. Run me like a river. Is that? I don't even know if that's any word to any song. What? No. I need to put that. Okay. Where are we going? Let's go to the blue. What was I talking about? Yeah, let's talk about Faron, because it sort of ties into what I was saying. And I am not looking forward to getting all the seeds in this area. Jesus. It's just such an annoying area to explore. And I'm looking, and there's quite a few Korok seeds. It's not a ton. It's not as dense, but it's enough to be annoying. There's just so many, like, cliffs you gotta climb up, and anyways, the Faron region is kind of like the region in this game that I, for whatever reason, felt like was the most, like, I feel like it's harsh to say wasted potential, but I feel like definitely the most mysterious and the most, like, it sort of leaves you wanting more out of it, like more than any other region. Like, there's no divine beast in it. There's no, like, significant, there's a spring of courage, which I guess is interesting, but in that whole area with the trees and the waterfalls, there's only a few shrines, like, let's look. It's just a bunch of trees and woods and all that, and it's cool. Like, that's the thing, the whole area looks so cool, and, like, you could just imagine, like, in this whole area there's like a hidden cave that leads to a giant cavern or a dungeon. The Zonai ruins, there's so much mysterious about that, so much, architecture and all that stuff. But the whole region is just, there's just a lack of substance, I think. And I think that is hopefully going to be one of the focal points of the sequel, because the Zonai, like, are very closely connected to Faron for whatever reason. It's probably where they used to live. So that's going to be super cool. And in one of the trailers, there was like the last trailer we got like a glimpse of, I guess there's an area in Faron where Link, like, grabs onto a rock and uses, like, the time reversal stasis thing to, like, ride the rock back up. Like, it reverses its path because it fell out of the sky, and it's reversing back up to the sky, and Link grabs it and he's following it up, and it looks so cool. like that type of thing. And then, but then there's a shot you could see the ground level of Faron as Link was rising up, and there was like a giant cave like next to the river that wasn't there. That's not here in the original game. It's like, oh, what could this be? Is this just like a area that was blown up, or like is this an actual entrance to something big? It's like just that type of thing. Like there's gonna be all sorts of things like that, where the world is just different enough to like, or maybe really different, and you just look up in this. Oh my god, it's so cool. I love stuff like that. Like in this game, all you get basically is like the bird. Like you look up and you see the bird in the sky, and that alone was cool enough for me to be like, oh my god, that looks so cool. In this game, like any moment you could look up and see giant sky islands. Oh, it's so breathtaking and all that. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And that is like a really brilliant like progression block too. Like way to force like a more linear path onto the player, which I thought like as much as I love how this game really embraced the open world, I think we might need to take a step back, and I'm totally okay with that if it means we get a better story. I'm totally fine with that. Like better difficulty progression, better story, better narrative altogether, you know. And it's brilliant because like in this world that they've created where you can basically climb everything and get to wherever you want, and there are no like dungeon specific items or progression specific items. You get all the runes at the beginning. uh, you know, it definitely, it's great in a lot of ways, but also it kind of forced the entire game to come up with other ways to increase the difficulty as you went, like the enemies rank up, of course, but also just like sort of steering you in a certain path, or like just guarding a couple places with like just a metric fuck ton of enemies or what have you that might like keep you out if you're not experienced. But this could be like actual difficulty progression, story progression, where the narrative can actually unfold, and you're not just like piecing it together sporadically out of sequence. You actually get to experience the story. I guess that was the main thing with this game. It's like, and it took me a while to realize it, but like I love the idea of, like, I love the lore of this game and everything that's implied and everything that's like just part of the narrative, but that's just it. It's all implied. Like it all happened, and like you get to learn about it in this game. And so like when I'm like watching videos about this game, or when I'm like thinking about it in retrospect, I think it's like an amazing story, and it's like gut-wrenching, and it's awesome, everything it should be. But when you're playing it, it's like it's, you almost experience the entire story of the game. Of course, like there's plenty of actual gameplay, but you experience the story from like a bystander's perspective in a way, because it's literally your memories. Like you're literally remembering all of this stuff. It's not like you are actively doing the things that you're learning about. So like all the epic stuff, not all the epic stuff, but yeah, like that's why, like, I think the story of Age of Calamity like really was a lot cooler to me, because you were actually experiencing it. But also like this sequel, like we are actually getting to experience the story as it happens, not like piecing it together from a bystander's perspective, which I think will just drastically improve like the story experience. Which again, I don't really think that's what this game was trying to emphasize. Oh, I love that. Love Cherry Blossom. So I try not to harp on that too much, because it feels like it's criticizing. It's not really taking into account what this game was trying to do and what it was trying to be, because I think what it is brilliant and was desperately needed, especially after a game like Skyward Sword. Love it to death, but that's like, oh shit, that's like as far as you can go down the linear rabbit hole, and this game is the exact opposite of that. So I think this sequel will hopefully strike a nice balance between the two, and I will be all over it. I already am, dude. It's kind of crazy. it's, yeah, I just love it. Like, thinking about how much this game has changed me, as silly as it sounds, like, this game, and like thinking about how much I've just grown independently of this game, like as a person since it came out, it's crazy. And like, this game has been around for a long time, but it still feels fresh as a daisy. I mean, kind of, you know. We've all explored its depths, and there's very little that's novel about this game anymore, at least to most people who've played it as much as I have. Which is just going to be such an amazing feeling to get that feeling, that experience again of something being entirely new and still familiar at the same time, you know, but so much just new to explore, you know. Oh boy. Like, I really want this game to be amazing. And it's the type of thing where it's like, well, what if it makes this game like pale in comparison? And I doubt that, because this game is such a strong standalone experience. Um, but you know, I mean, I'm open to it, and as much as it would hurt, I think it would be awesome if this like incredible game gets overshadowed by its own sequel. It would be very rare, but it happens, you know. Like Spider-Man 1 and 2, Sam Raimi style. But yeah, like I could ramble all day about like my silly little wishes for this game, but honestly, I feel like that's just sort of, it's like, it's good to hope, it's good to wish, but I'm gonna try to go into this game with not blank expectations. We all know that's impossible, but not expecting anything specific, just with like my head full of ideas and theories, and seeing which ones actually pan out. Because I feel like if I really hold tight onto these hopes that like, oh, I want underwater exploration, I want like big dungeons and big bosses, and and I want this to happen with the story, I want this to happen, I feel like it'll just be like I'm just setting myself up, not for disappointment, but like for, I don't know, what have you, you know. What I'm trying to say is that I'm just gonna try to go into this with an open heart and mind and see what they manage to do, and I'm just very excited about that. Okay, what are we looking for here? Perhaps what? Well, my mask isn't glowing. That's strange. Come on. Oh. It's glowing now. Is our Moglotin shrine? You're still glowing. It's supposed to be like a... What? Where? It's not these. These are Silent Princess. What? Where is it? I don't even know which one it's indicating. Because there is one here. And there's supposed to be one that starts like over here. This is one of those times. Dude, what the heck? This is maddening. Come on. Maybe it's like on the cliffside. Oh, you idiot, Link. What? Nope. Oh my goodness, hold on. Wait, this isn't even the one I'm looking for. Oh, my bow broke. Great. This is a different one. Right? Hold on. Oh my goodness, wait. Ugh. Yeah, I hate myself. I've already gotten the... Yeah, okay. Alright, this makes more sense now. I've already gotten the one that I was looking for before, which is great. What? Wait a minute. What is this? Why did I put this there? So I've already gotten that. Goodness me, I'm so confused on what I've done here. Okay, sorry, pardon me guys. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck I've done. What is this? I don't even see one there. Yeah, there's literally not one that's supposed to be right there. There is one here, and there's one here. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh well. It's how it is. And how come I skipped this? Okay, so I did get that one. Let's get these before I get too confused. What was I talking about before? I don't remember. I'm just so freaking excited about it. And it's gonna be another 9 months, but hopefully it'll go by pretty fast. And here we have it, guys. One of my favorite locations in this game. Because, for obvious reasons, it's freaking beautiful. There's a spring. This is where you meet the Lord of the Mountain. And I love cherry blossoms so much. It is probably my favorite tree, favorite plant. You know, all that. I'm actually getting a cherry blossom tattoo in just a few. You do not get to. No. You stay away from here. This is my happy place. You do not get to be here. This Korok, I guess, can be here, though. But, yeah. I'm getting a big old cherry blossom tattoo in just a few short months. On December 10th. It's about 3 months from now. I'm very excited about that, too. May have a slight problem with the amount of tattoos that I have already gotten and would like to get in the future. I've got several scheduled now, including the cherry blossom. I have 3 scheduled right now, which is kind of crazy. One of them is very small, and it's matching with my grandmother. The other one, well, there's the cherry blossom, and then the other one is the Ouroboros symbol, which is, wait a second, Okay, okay, yes, yes, this is correct. The Ouroboros, which is a Japanese, I don't know if it originates in Japanese, but you see it a lot in Japanese culture, and it's the snake or serpent or dragon thing eating its own tail. And which, oh yeah, I've already talked about that in this episode. Um, it's, as soon as I saw it as one of the main symbols, there's always a crow whenever you warp to this shrine. There's always like a crow or whatever that is, a raven, just sitting on the shrine right there. I swear to you, every time you warp to this shrine, it happens. Oh my lord, look at how beautiful this world is. And we get to explore it all again with a bunch of crap in the sky. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anyways, yeah. As soon as I saw that was like a motif in the game, I was like, all right, it's time. Gotta get that tattooed. So I scheduled it with the same guy who did my rabbit tattoo, Brandon Murphy, super nice guy. And more importantly, his tattoos are super cheap because he's an apprentice, but he's a darn good one at that. And that's what matters most, right? So that'll be fun. Alright, I forgot what I was even looking for here. Alright, let's go. Last ravioli. You didn't think I could do that, did you? Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, guys, it's kind of wild. Like, I've already finished 4 whole weeks of college in a 15-week semester, I think. I think it's 15, maybe 16, I don't know. But that's kind of cuckoo. That's crazy to me, It's pretty cool. Of course, still quite a ways to go, but it's like, well, in a way, it still feels like it kind of started yesterday, Like, I mean, yes, it's been a lot already, but not as bad as you might think. Like, I know that these 4 years, there's gonna be a lot, of course, like a lot of shit going on, but I feel like they're gonna go by pretty fast. Certainly faster than my high school years did. But, it's just a bold prediction. But yeah, week 4 is down the hatch. I think it's just a matter of like, this is how it's been for a while, but yeah, each week itself seems to go by pretty fast. Even though like there's certain parts of the week are just grueling. Like the 3-hour physics class. Ugh. But I honestly can somewhat attribute it to the fact that, first of all, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a pretty short day. It's like, I can leave later. I don't leave until 8. My first class is at 9:10, and I can go home at 1:30. So already it's like, it's a much shorter day, like a school day, than any, like, alright, I'm going to switch to this, than any day at, like, in previous school would be, because, like, gotta get up gotta leave the house by 7, don't get home till 3:30, that type of thing. And then I usually go straight to work. Well, now I still pretty much go straight to work, but um, but it's the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they do seem to go by way faster. Tuesdays and Thursdays is kind of a different story. The 3-hour physics class just really takes it out of me. Plus, there's the fact that in order to get parking, I have to show up 2 hours early, basically. I mean, I don't have to, but I just don't like to risk it showing up any later than that. And so, because of that, I have like 2 hours in the morning that is usually like my work time. I just do a bunch of work, which is fine. Like, I kind of like doing that because, I mean, it's either I do it there or I do it at home, and usually both. But yeah, so I like to take advantage of that. So that adds, 2 hours onto the time that I spend there. So, and then usually I can leave by maybe 3:30. The class officially gets out at 4:40, but she's always done talking, and I always leave that class early. It's a fun class. I love the teacher, but at the end of that day, I'm just ready to go as soon as she's done lecturing, and I do all the homework at home, usually. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are a bit longer than a normal school day would be, but and still, it's like those days I never work. Um, so again, a good thing because I feel like he's already scheduling me every single day I'm available, basically for now, just because we're kind of in that awkward phase where a bunch of people like have quit or like moved to college or whatever, but we're still like kind of busy. So I'm gonna stick with this. We're still kind of busy, especially on weekends, so we need to be, everybody who is staffed is kind of working a lot, but as soon as we get really slow, I should be able to cut down on the hours. But I feel like if I didn't have those safeguards in place where I'm guaranteed to be off Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, they're just off of my availability. So that's always nice. So I do get home after that, and I have the rest of the night to do work if I need to, but just to chill, which is very good. But yeah, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and usually Sunday too. I'm almost always going to be working most, if not all of those days, unless I've asked off for something, which is fine. It's just, it can be a lot sometimes. Where's this seed? It's like a treasure trove over here, but we need that seed. Yeah, like I said, that shouldn't be happening for too much longer. What is this one even? Oh, it's like, oh my gosh. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't keep happening for like a crazy long amount of time, because it does get exhausting and just it's aggravating, and it's I understand why, of course, but a lot of things are changing, and like Josie's leaving, and all this other crap that's kind of making it less of a fun place to be. A new person's working there that nobody really likes. So yeah, my job is kind of less fun than it's ever been for me right now. Which is just great. But again, hopefully it'll slow down pretty soon. It's already slowed quite a bit since the summertime, but we still get these busy spells, which I wouldn't mind not getting, honestly. Yada yada yada. Boom. Oh boy, it takes so long just to cover such a small area. Goodness. We've only covered this tiny portion in all this time because there's just so many seeds to get. Okay, red. I think we're going to get these 3 and then call it a day. I'll get the rest on my own. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and talk about all that stuff while it was fresh on my mind because I'm so excited. Oh, come on. I'm so excited. Like, you know how much I love this game, and that'll be so good. I think I'm going to do, like, an episode of it when it comes out. Whoa, what is this? Apple orchard or something. Hold on, I want to check this out real quick. What is this? It's like it. Oh my lord. Yeah, of course I'm going to cut down all these trees. Who do you think I am? I'm a Link. Look at all these apples. It's okay. I'll leave and come back, and they'll all be grown back. This is magic world. Oh, but the frame rate, forbidden fruit, lowers the frame rate to 2 frames per minute. Oh. Gosh, there's so many apples here. But yeah, I think I'm going to record an episode of that when it first comes out, like a pretty long one, couple hours. But then I will not be recording any more episodes like when it is when it's my first time playing through, because I feel like I'm going to give the game what it fully deserves, which means putting on some headphones and fully like immersing myself in the game, not thinking about like commentating or doing any of that, like experience the story, experience the game, because I don't know, I just feel like that's what it deserves. And if down the line, if a master mode happens with that game, then maybe I'll do a similar thing to this. So probably not 80 episodes, but something like that. But you know, as is, I don't want that to be like a series, but I definitely want to capture like my first time playing through it, or you know, playing the intro to it at least. Oh, this is boring. There's so many apples here. Should have like named this area like Johnny's Apple Grove or something. This is deforestation live, guys. Live in Hyrule. The Link is solely responsible. They even put a couple axes here, like begging you to do it. They're begging you to do it. Look, there's a, well, that's a pitchfork. Hold on, I thought I saw an axe. Look, over here, there's got to be an axe. Right? Yeah, see that? There's an axe. They want you to chop them. Like I said, they'll all be back when I warp back. Or Blood Moon. Don't feel bad. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things. You discover these things and you're like, you know, I've never discovered this little happy place. Look, I've been here now, but I hadn't ever before. And it's so happy, it's so great. How many more of these areas are there that I haven't found yet? Probably several. I love how the axe is just sort of floating there. Well, guys, here's the last tree, I think. Last full-grown tree. Let the apples rain down. Well, we did it. We've successfully ruined this entire area until we leave and come back. How many apples do I have? 290. Yeah. Okay, let's get these last 2 seeds. Quit procrastinating. But yeah, guys. So excited. Unbelievably excited. Alright. I see something up there. Where are we now? Oh. I don't want to blow myself up here, but... Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah. I think that was... yeah, I think that was that one. Yeah. And the last one is this blue one up here. Geronimo! Oh, it's a pinwheel. What? What is happening? What? There's usually like something that pops up here. Oh, what? Come on. Makes no sense. Is this cheating? Probably. There we go. And with that, we've gotten all the seeds I want to get today in this episode. But that's fine. We are getting there. We are getting there, guys. I mean it. But thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you on the next one. Probably be a week, maybe longer. I don't know, but shouldn't be too terribly long. It's gonna be a long 9 months, though. That's for sure. Anyways, I'll see you later. Peace.